the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2 of OTB here live from the Raising Cane studio. Always want to remind you about our friends over at K to Z. K2ZBlinds.com, KTOZBlinds.com is the website. Brandon Barton and the team been in the game since 2004. Again, we say it all the time because it's factual. You don't stay in the game that long unless you're doing everything the right way. That's exactly what they're going to do for you over at K to Z, inside, outside, interiors, and outdoor living. Blinds, drapes, shutters, motorized screens, they've got you covered. So go to the website today. You can see the area that they cover, which I think you'll be surprised by how much they cover here in Louisiana, what they can do for you. But I just fully encourage you, have them come out, check out your space. They're going to know your space, learn your space, change your space in a matter of minutes. KTOZBlinds.com.
Arlo's still crushing it on the trampoline outside with those roll-up shades.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like we got that back patio with the kind of the, not a baby trampoline. It's bigger than that, but it like fits in the patio.
Yeah.
And we drop the screen. And we can watch it from the living room. It's awesome. And we stay cool, stay clean. Rumpelstiltskin. All right. I got the numbers.
You got the numbers, so wide receivers.
I got the numbers. At least 5 receivers played 197 snaps or more.
Okay.
So you had Wallace was the leader at 442. Stribling was second at 404. Lee was third with 344. Deuce Alexander played 328. And then you had Watkins play 197. Then you had some other receivers that played like 21 and 17, 18, 19 plays. So you had 5 receivers that played 197 or more snaps.
Okay, not as big of a spread as I was thinking that there could be. My theory was, because again, if you're just joining us, we are talking about how the wide receiver rotation is going to be in the fall for the LSU Tigers. There's 12 receivers in the receiver room. And if y'all remember the portal window, it was like we were signing receiver every single day, it seems like. So it's a big room. It's a bigger than normal room. How's that rotation going to work out? And so I had a theory of, because Lane Kiffin's offense goes so fast, maybe there's rotational groups of receivers. Because when you go fast, the reason why you can go so fast is because you never sub in and out.
Right.
Like once you sub, the refs can come, hold the ball, stop the clock. You got to give the defense time to sub as well, to match your sub. But if you don't sub, that's how you can go fast and you create an advantage. So, of course, if you're in the passing game, the wide receivers are running nonstop. They're running nonstop sprints with very little rest. Can you imagine going and running a 40-yard sprint, coming back with 8 seconds rest and doing it again? Like that's the kind of conditioning that those receivers are going to be. So I had the theory of like, okay, rotation 1 receivers goes in one drive, empty the tank. They get 20, 25 minutes of rest because rotation 2 is going to come in during the next. But with the stats from Ole Miss being only with 5 receivers with 190-plus snaps, and then I think the rest you said were like in the teens and the 20s and something like that, that does not – my theory's busted. So there's just going to be a lot of guys left out. Sorry, guys. Y'all transferred here for nothing.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Well, that was kind of my point. Like, you've got a lot of these players that you brought in, and that's fine. But at some point, you are going to want to kind of shore everything up and have the numbers where maybe it's 6 guys, like you were talking about earlier, that have an opportunity to play. And that 6th guy, he just might be a war daddy on teams, and he can help you out if you need him. Because now you talk about it from a quarterback perspective, because I don't know that world. You obviously do. Is there something to like you wanting to know who's going to be in there most of the time? Because I don't know. If you had 8 guys that were rotating in and this guy's got to run a dig route, well, dig route's a dig route. I get it, but people are going to run that differently.
You want to know, yes, you want to have that physical, like that chemistry with receivers. Understanding their body language is a huge thing. Understanding how they get in and out of breaks. There's some receivers out there that are very talented, but they're really hard to throw to because they don't their body language is hard to read. You don't know which angle they're coming out of their break. The really good ones, you know exactly what they're doing when they stick their foot in the ground.
Yeah.
And they're very consistent at that. So, but you want to know all those things. Now, what I learned when I was playing in the NFL, when I was bouncing around teams, I had an offensive coordinator that said, look, you're a professional football player.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't matter who's out there at receiver. You have to get to the point where you can instantly recognize and judge angles and speeds. So it doesn't matter if the fastest guy out there is running a route,
right,
or somebody that's 85 years old. You should be able to hit them in stride because you got to judge their angles and speed. So,
right.
You get to that point. I would say the biggest chemistry and the biggest trust factor that comes with that, and I'm going to air quote the chemistry thing.
Yeah.
The quarterback trusts the receiver who's going to be in the right place at the right time and understand the concept, what they're trying to get accomplished on offense. They're going to understand what the defense is trying to get accomplished and know how to beat that.
Right.
It's not just the guy like you can't trust the guy that just runs exactly what the playbook says the exact way every single time. He runs at full speed. There's not many routes out there that get run completely full speed. It's not like the 40-yard dash for a receiver is a little bit misleading because there's not a lot of times a receiver has to run a 4.3 during a football game.
Right.
They have to understand because sometimes you can outrun a window. You can get to the spot. Like if you're number 3 in the progression, you can't be running a 4.3.
Yeah.
So it's
which we talked about with Aaron Anderson last year.
Yeah.
He understood how to kind of glide into those windows, slow down, speed up, whatever he had to do.
Yep. Now my Aaron Anderson take has gone a little cold. I don't think he's going to be the first LSU Tiger drafted this year.
Well, look.
Credit to myself for admitting it.
They also didn't help him out very much either.
No.
Also didn't help our guy.
But yeah, that's kind of what it is. But the air quote chemistry can be worked on with all 12 guys. Like I expect every single quarterback should be able to hit all 12 of those receivers in stride on every single pass route, in routes on air, in individuals, in 7-on-7 versus air. It's the guys that are going to play that build that trust because they're in the right place at the right time. They understand what's trying to be accomplished within the offense. They understand what the defense is trying to do, and they are in the right place every time. And that's how the real chemistry and that trust is built between quarterback and receiver, and offensive coordinator and receiver.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it applies to every position. Like so, running back, it's not just like certain runs. Like you're gonna have runs that you run better. I felt like I ran gap scheme runs. Well, it was something like powers and counters. I like that. Zones, you got to have a feel for a zone without question. Like you got to be able to see the backside cut without seeing it. You have to feel it. It's like coaches know, at least they should, who does that well, who's going to run zone extra and know exactly where to go without having to see it. Also, like running backs and running routes. All right. It's like, well, this guy runs a rail route really well. Can't run an angle to save his life. But he can run. So you have to, as a coach, you have to find ways to get that guy on that route and also not do what? Fall into tendencies. Man, every time 18's in there, the guy's running a rail route. Like, you got to be smart about it. And I remember in 2007, we would always talk about it because Croton put me in a fullback and the ball was coming to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, we got to find something different. I remember it was Josh Henson. It was like, hey, Gary, like, every time 18's in a fullback, we're giving him the ball. Like he's got to do some blocking. Like we got to do some things to switch it up. He's got to be like a dummy. So like I would motion and just run a rail, and you would throw it underneath that because people were starting to bail with that. And we started to do some of those things because you do something well, that's the part of it. Okay. Now the coach has got to do something well and marry that with, getting you the ball, but not falling into those tendencies where every time you're in this position, you're doing this. And so like that's the chess match of making sure you have the right playmakers in the right place.
Jake, just remember, don't fall into the trap that people try to do. People on defense are not very smart. You can overthink it as an offensive play caller. You could chase some ghosts because you're like, there's no way they're not going to figure this out. But you got to remember, defensive people are just flat out dumb.
Yeah. I got A gap and the B gap.
Buddy.
I got this gap. I got that gap.
Which way did he go?
That's how I feel like Bobby Carpenter sees an offense.
No question.
I got this gap or that gap.
And yeah, I'm not. And if you play on defense or you coach defense, I don't apologize. You're dumb.
We love you, Blake.
We do love you, Blake. And we know that you can't get on the microphone to defend yourself either.
That's right. That's right.
Because Lane doesn't let you talk. To the media. He can talk to, in real life.
I've got to get a breakdown. One time we were doing radio, Ben Hartsock, who played forever in the NFL, was with me, and he did like a whole 3-minute bit on defensive guys and how not smart they are. It was electric.
Oh, it's good.
We love you, defensive guys. We're just kidding. Somewhat.
Did you see that? Okay, I don't know. Did you see that tweet? Was it a week or two ago by Antonio Brown about DJ Pickett?
Yes.
He said you have to have the worst hands in the world to be a 6'5" corner.
He said you must have the worst hands in the world if you're a 6'5" corner. I don't know if that's true or not, but it was really funny. I didn't want to laugh at like an LSU guy about that, but like if it was about somebody else, it'd been really funny.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
Also, I can say though, to defend DJ, there's not many 6'4" corners walking this earth either.
No, that's because I think the point that Antonio Brown was making, usually you're a receiver at that point if you're 6'4", 6'5".
Right, but I think he's going to make himself some dollar bills because of his length.
And the joke for defensive backs is always it's their failed receivers, most of them.
Yeah.
Which that's not true, but that's the joke. Okay? Don't take these things too seriously. Not all defensive people are dumb.
How's old AB doing?
I'm pretty good, pretty strong.
Very controversial, but pretty entertaining on Twitter as well. I mean, he's
got a lot of awards he likes to give out.
He does. What are those?
Yeah, I can't even remember.
No, you can't remember. Gotcha.
Who is Taylor? Who are the top guys? Is there any distinction at practice right now of who the air quote top receivers are?
Well, I mean, it was Jackson Harris and Jace Brown, but again, yesterday, Jace Brown down at the second team because Malik Elsie has made play after play. I'll tell you what, though, I mean, you listen to anybody that's been, you turn on the highlights that LSU's posting. Roman Mothershed, the 6'5" receiver from Troy, seems like he always makes plays. And he hasn't ran with the first team a lot. He's been more second team running with Husan Longstreet, but he continues to make plays. I mean, there's 4 or 5 guys out there, but I mean, Jackson Harris has kind of been the most constant as far as the big transfer from Hawaii. So, I mean, maybe that's like your guy, but there's 4 or 5 guys out there right now that have kind of separated.
And are there separation as far as reps, you think? It can't be separation on reps. That's got to be pretty equal,
reps,
right?
though, again, until yesterday, your starting 3 was Jace Brown, Jackson Harris, Winston Watkins. Hadn't changed a ton. I mean, you saw a little bit of Eugene Wilson in there, sprinkled here and there, but It was kind of those 3. Like, Elsie entering that starting lineup was kind of the surprise of practice just because he hadn't been there.
And let's not get it twisted either. You got 12 receivers fighting for playtime, but Tre'Davious Green he's gonna be out there. He's gonna be playing the receiver type position.
He was about to come up for me as well, because we were talking about trust. We were talking about route running and guys that the quarterback can go out there and say, okay, I know this guy's going to go make a play for me. It doesn't matter what any of these receivers do. And I don't say that in a bad way, but they're not going to be Tre'Davious Green. He's a cheat code. He's a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's going to be that guy.
He is absolutely a cheat code.
Okay, so going back to that, Matt, I know there's just been this tight end discussion with Kenyon Sadiq in the NFL. Tre'Davious has a good year, lines up at tight end, lines up outside. Would you take him in the first round?
Tre'Davious?
Mm-hmm. Like, let's say he has.
You're trying to get me.
Let's say he has 800 yards.
I see what you're doing over there.
8 touchdowns, lines up inside, lines up outside.
I know what you're doing, and I respect it, because I said I wouldn't take tight ends or corners in the first round. That's why I have postured my position to say he's basically a receiver.
Right.
And I've also said that he could be, if they utilize him correctly, and we have good luck with health, that he could be the most dominant offensive player in college football next year. So, yes, because of me wisely saying he's going to be basically a receiver.
So he's
Absolutely.
not a tight end?
No, he's not tight end.
Okay.
Let's see. We'll see how many, I'm not going to discern between a Y tight end and what was the other one you used?
It's an F and a Y.
An F and a Y. F for us was a fullback because it starts with that letter.
Well, the F was just an F in the offense.
It's
12 personnel. The second tight end was the F. 21 personnel. The F was a fullback. 22, then it changed a little bit. But just the letter in our offense, Bo.
Offense didn't win many playoff games.
Number one offense in the NFL twice, though.
Regular season?
Yeah.
Weird.
It is what it is. We're still the Bush League Bolts. That didn't go away. We can put up some yards and points, Bo. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB. Laundry, this right?
What does it say?
Our great friends over at
Sure.
All right, why not?
Absolutely.
I'm down for a good time. More OTB when we come back.
Off the bench.
And I'm going to enjoy some ice cold Dos Equis during that good time.
It's Friday.
Say now. Tigers playing the Rebels in Oxford. Going to watch that with nothing in your hand? No. Going to watch that with an ice cold Dos Equis in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a great time to go for Dos. Current, in the future, in the past, doesn't matter the timeline. It's always a great time to have an ice cold Dos Equis. So go for Dos. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the baseball, and enjoy the refreshing.
Yeah, every time's a good time. And you're like, oh no, Matt, it's only 8:15. I can't drink beer. Well, maybe you're at the airport. Then you can drink beer at any time during the day because it doesn't matter. The rules of time do not matter at the airport. And it's a great beer. If you're going to do it, make sure you're drinking responsibly, but get ready for that weekend with that ice cold, delicious Mexican lager with a fresh squeezed lime in it. My goodness, I can taste it now. Drink Dos Equis, Dos Equis.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
Live, Bo? Mm-hmm. You got live golf here, Bo?
We got live golf. Hey, Laundry, what kind of genre would you say this is?
I don't know.
Pop.
Yeah, I guess.
I have a hard time with a lot of new music
yeah.
deciding which genre it goes into.
I would say I guess
'Cause
probably pop.
this is like the same genre of like Dua Lipa, but I'm
Yeah.
like, what is she? Is she pop?
I think so. Or like dance,
I don't know.
maybe? I don't
Pop
know.
just has such like a bad connotation to me, I guess. Maybe just
Yeah.
because I grew up in the 90s.
What about dirty pop?
Da-da-pop.
I mean, that's what it is.
It is popular.
Yeah, it's pop, I think.
I feel like that's a big category, huh?
It is. So many things can be pop.
We need to create a new category.
What would you put this under?
I don't know. We need to create one. We need to make one up.
Just vibes.
Vibing.
Pop no. Little pop, little techno.
Pop, no. Okay.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
I don't love
I think
it.
I think we can massage
One
it
of
a
your
little
better
bit.
Yeah.
efforts.
Or top, techno and
No,
pop.
just stop.
No.
Man. I feel like you're gonna just
No.
make it
was-
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were fine where
You were good. You were in a pocket.
Now the
you were
first
in a
one
good
seems
pocket.
a little messed
Yeah.
up.
Now the tuxedos are seeming a little messed up.
A little Masters update. Wyndham Clark is through 4 and is 3 under on his round. So he has birdied 3 of the first 4 holes, which is the guys on Friday who are playing in the morning. They're the guys that played in the afternoon on Thursday. So the guys that played in the morning yesterday will play in the afternoon today. And with no rain in the forecast, these afternoons are going to be the hardest time to play. That's when the winds start to pick up. That's when these greens will dry out and become very hard. And if you know anything about Augusta National, the greens have a lot of different levels, a lot of different hills. There's a lot of different little platforms that they'll put these greens on. You have to hit the right spots of the green. The morning is going to be traditionally the times you're going to get the best scores. So it's their time to shine. So Wyndham Clark, who is a former, I believe it was U.S. Open, if I'm not mistaken, winner, kind of came out of nowhere a couple of years ago. Been a really good player, been on the U.S. Ryder Cup team. He is 3 under through 4. One of these guys that played in the afternoon yesterday wasn't able to put up a good red number, but he stayed even par yesterday, played well. He just was hitting his spots on the green yesterday, but with the winds and the dried out greens and the hard greens, like he just wasn't able to get it close enough to make some birdie putts, but he played well yesterday. Well, he comes out this morning playing well again, hitting his spots, but the greens are a little bit more forgiving. They got a little bit of dew on them. They're holding their line a little bit better and certainly playing well. So look for some guys that played in the afternoon yesterday that are just hanging around at that +2, 1, even, maybe -1 area. Look for them, some of those guys, to put up some scores this morning. So, we got a little putt right here. Wyndham Clark for par. No surprise. Made it. And some of these guys that like Burnsy and McIlroy, they went and did what they needed to do playing in that morning group.
Yeah.
One shot -5 under yesterday. This is their hold on day. They got to hold on to that. Don't have anything bad happen because they're going to have some wind this afternoon. It's going to be dry, but it's going to make for some extraordinarily entertaining golf this weekend. Can't wait. Can you imagine no rain all 4 days at Augusta National coming down to Sunday afternoon?
I can hardly contain myself.
Wow, Jake. Can't wait. You can't wait to go watch some guys from Iran play a little footy.
No, they're not my favorite style of soccer. I wouldn't watch them.
Oh, my God.
I really don't like national team unless it's our national team, to be honest with you. Oh, yeah. Let's snore to the game that never stops.
What does that mean?
It doesn't stop.
What does that mean?
The clock just, it runs.
Well, it stops when they bring out the stretcher for the guy that comes
No, it
right
actually
back out in
doesn't.
5 minutes.
That backfired.
The
on
game
me.
stops.
Yeah, you said the clock.
I think that's kind of dumb that the clock doesn't stop, by the way.
I don't. I like it.
Well, you like everything that's dumb about soccer.
Do I?
Yeah, because there's a lot of dumb things about soccer, and there's
There's
nothing you don't
3
like.
rules in soccer. Don't touch it with your hand. Don't cherry pick, and don't be an a-hole.
What's cherry pick?
Like offsides. Like you can't just hang out by the goal.
Nobody knows that.
Nobody knows what cherry picking is? Like in basketball, pick up basketball?
No.
Am I wrong? Maybe I am.
Cherry picking is like you get like you always pick the best, like you get the first pick. But you just said it was offsides.
Yeah, that's one of the rules. Yeah.
Cherry
you can't
pick.
just hang out by the goal. Like you have to have a defender behind you, just like in hockey. Same set of rules. It's 3 rules in soccer.
I don't know how we just went from talking about a great sport to a crap sport.
Yeah, you're right. The world's most popular sport, so crap.
Not in the best country in the world.
I'll bet you $1 to a donut every U.S. World Cup game outdoes the ratings for this. Every one of them. All 3 of them in group play.
Not in America.
No, I bet in America.
I don't know. I've never looked at the ratings.
Well, if you feel so confident about it, like I do, I feel confident. I just said it.
Okay. I don't feel confident.
That's my point.
I'm pretty confident that soccer stinks compared to golf.
Okay.
I'm very confident. in that.
Congrats.
You see Wyndham Clark right there, just cherry picked that shot right there. You going to try to go to any World Cup games?
I would love to. I don't know work schedule. I don't know how that works,
Sure.
but I would love to. I'm playing in Houston. It's right down the road. Remote?
Nah.
No.
Actually, I would. I'd go. I'd like to go to a game.
Why? So you can hate?
No, I would enjoy it. I would enjoy going to the game.
The U.S. is playing on I think L.A. and Seattle.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to go to any other games. Just for the scenes. I'd want to go with my face painted, with an American flag tied around my neck like a cape. I'm assuming you can do that, right? You can, or is that disrespectful?
Do what?
Like tie an American flag around you like a
Oh
cape.
yeah, no, you can do that. Yeah.
Because there's certain things you're not supposed to do, of course.
Just don't tear it. Don't drop it.
Don't touch it. Don't
Yeah,
hit
let it touch the ground.
Yeah.
But I don't want to disrespect it by tying part of it.
No, I think you're good.
Okay.
You're not like tearing it to tie it or anything. So you're
Right.
not what do they call it? Defiling it.
Yeah,
You're not doing that.
I feel better. You okay, buddy? You seem upset.
Dude, if you think you can upset me at this point in our life, I've been
You
putting
just
up with
seem
you
quiet
for a
over there.
long time. I'm just letting y'all get the talk out. I'm good.
You seem it.
Yeah. I'm excited to pick. We'll have teams for the World Cup for the turnover chain. Coach Sean Hudson, LSU soccer coach, is going to come in. The women's soccer coach, Matt, because they don't have a men's team.
But if they did,
Somebody asked you.
We'd buy.
Somebody asked you the coach of the men's team the other day, and you were trying to give an answer.
but you can imagine what it'd be like if we did. We'd buy the best men's coach in the country.
We would. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Oh, there's your guy right there. Were you asking about Johnson? You said something about Johnson.
That is Zach Johnson.
Oh, what Johnson were you asking about?
This is me. I was
He's
asking about
Dustin Johnson.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like, where's that guy at? Well, he was +1 yesterday.
I'm sorry.
He kind of lost a little bit of his work ethic when he went over to live because he
I was
got
about to say, I just feel like he vanished. Like, I know he's
Yeah.
still around. I saw him in the picture at the Masters dinner, and
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't thought of Dustin Johnson in 2 years.
right. Well, when you get 9-figure contract
9?
on the front end,
Isn't he married to Wayne Gretzky's daughter?
yes,
Yes.
sure is. What's her name? Paulina, I think.
Miss Gretzky
No, Johnson.
/ Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know. She might be slash. She might be hyphenated.
All right. We'll take a break. We do have our guy, Devin Snow, still join us 9:15. We're
I
going
feel
to
like Friday suits him.
Yeah, I do too. Well, we did Monday for such a long time
Right.
because it was RB&R day. Like it made sense. Friday, and the vibe here on the show is definitely a Dev vibe. So excited to have Dev on at 9:15. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to FABT.com, FABT.com, First American Bank and Trust. That is the website. When you go there, you can see that they've been in the game for over 100 years. That's right, 100 years. And, well, I mean, there's no way in the world you could stay in business, do the things that they do if you're not doing everything the right way for that long. So they got all the tools, all the bells, all the whistles of any national bank that you deal with, but they get the down-home customer service. They make decisions right here. You are going to talk to a person, not an answering machine. They're going to know you, not just an account number. Go to the website today, sign up for your account. That's FABT.com.
That's right. For more than 100 years, First American Bank and Trust has helped Louisiana families buy homes, build businesses, plan for the future, all with local banking. So live right here in your community. So no phone trees, no out-of-state decisions, just honest banking that is built on trust. So First American Bank and Trust, local people, local decisions, real banking, FABT.com.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. I fly like paper, get like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. All I wanna do is take your money. All I wanna do is
All right, welcome back in OTB, live from the Raising Cane studio.
Banger.
How's it going?
MIA.
You know, Matthew, I was sitting here and I was thinking last year I wrote an article on LouisianaSports.net about my draft day experience.
Okay.
What it was like for me. And when we were getting drafted, it was rounds 1 and 2 on one day, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on the next day. And I've told my draft story about I got drafted before our party started because we screwed up the time zones and it was a lot of fun. By the time everybody got there, we were well hydrated and having a great time. I don't think I've ever heard your draft day story of when you got selected by the Green Bay Packers and how that day played out for you and maybe what your expectations were.
It was okay. Very exciting stuff. I'm going to give you, since none of our guests will do it. Good question. Really
Thank
good
you.
question.
Thank you.
So on my draft day, like the having the big party was kind of all the rage. Certainly my family came in, my parents came down. I didn't want to have a party. I wanted to just go play golf with the fellas.
I actually, funny enough, I don't play golf, but I went and played golf in the first and second round.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, just to kind of get away and
Yeah.
some of my high school buddies, my father-in-law, my brother-in-law.
Yep. So my favorite course in college was the Bluffs because that was like,
Where you tried to kill me.
yeah, it was where I was trying to kill you.
Yeah.
The Bluffs was beautiful at that time.
Yeah.
And if anybody ever played the Bluffs, listening out there, you know, at the peak, like the Bluffs was
Yeah,
like the greatest
yeah.
course in the state. Like it was gorgeous. It's a beautiful track, beautiful piece of property, and when it was kept up the right way at that time, it was incredible. So
Good for you.
I'd call
the golf course I went to wasn't like that.
No, it wasn't. Like it was the
I
same.
went to the one in the Port City that is no longer open.
Okay.
And it was one where
Sure.
the guy teeing off in front of us had on Timberlands, jean shorts, and a cutoff shirt.
Yep. Now watch this drive.
Exactly. So good for you.
Yeah. So I go out there and I call the Bluffs and we tell them the situation. I'm like, hey, can you just block out like 2 hours of tee times?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna I got 10 people. We're
Right.
gonna play a tinsome. And like it's a special situation. Like
Right.
we'll pay for it, whatever. Like, well, let's just give me 2 hours of tee
Yeah.
times blocked out because we are going to be slow. It's gonna be
We're gonna have fun.
6-7 hour round.
Couple cold pops.
We're gonna have some ice cold bevies.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang out with the fellas, and so we all. I mean, it's like 8 carts driving out there with people, and we're just some people playing, some people not. And tough part is what I didn't think about on the front end was that it wasn't great cell phone service out there. Part of the deal is you have to talk on the phone to teams when they call.
Yeah.
So I got drafted in the 7th round. I probably was trying to get. They were probably trying to draft me in the 3rd or 4th. They just couldn't get a hold. They couldn't get through. They couldn't get a hold of me. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching. We're playing golf and like.
So you were actually on the course when you got drafted.
I was on the course.
Oh,
when we
cool.
got
That's
drafted.
actually pretty cool.
I was on the course and I think I was on like hole 13, but we go and I don't know what to expect going into that day.
Right.
Because your agent's saying some people have you at a 3rd to 5th round,
2nd to 5th,
4 to 6. Some people, yeah. But I'm confident I'm going to get drafted. Right. But then I start like the draft keeps going on, and there's no call. And 5th round comes by, and I see like the people that are getting drafted in front of me, and I'm like, oh my god, getting a little upset.
Yeah, I get that.
Lacey would see I'm getting upset, maybe serve me an extra cold pop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're going throughout the day, and it was a long day, a little agonizing.
Yeah.
Now, I thought I would cut the that part because I'm golfing with the fellas, but at a certain point, once we got to that about mid-6th round, I started getting pissed. And then I have told the story, though, when the Green Bay Packers did finally call me to draft me. They call me and say, hey, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. Then they put me on the phone with the guy that handles like all the flights and all the details, like jersey numbers and everything. Yeah. And he asked me, hey, what jersey would you like to wear? And I'm like, I'd like 15. And he's like, you don't really know much about the Green Bay Packers, do you? I'm like, I do. I like Brett Favre. And he's like, well, Bart Starr kind of had that number retired.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, what do you got in the double digits? And he's like, 10. I was like, perfect. Let's ride with 10. But I actually, funny story, funny enough, like the day before, I did not want to go to a cold weather team.
Yeah.
Cold weather city. So Brian Braum got drafted in the 2nd round to Green Bay. And like when he got drafted in the 2nd round, I was like, yeah.
Another one off the list.
Another one off the list. Check it off the list. Not going to Green Bay. Let's go. But when they called me to draft me, I was like as excited as I would have been anywhere.
The quarterback's taken in 2008. 1st round, 3rd overall pick, Matt Ryan, who is now the president, basically, of the Atlanta Falcons.
Mr. President.
1st round, pick 18, Joe Flacco, who's still playing in the NFL. Let's see. You had Brian Braum, who you just mentioned after that. Then you had Chad Henne, who we played with him at the Senior Bowl. He just hung it up
to the Dolphins, right?
Yes. Then you had in the 3rd round Kevin O'Connell to the Patriots, who's now, of course, the head coach for the Minnesota Vikings. In the 5th round, let's see, there was 4 5th-round picks, I believe, at quarterback. Can you name them all?
Colt Brennan, Josh Johnson.
You're not going to name them all. John David Booty, my high school quarterback, was one of them. Dennis Dixon out of Oregon. You mentioned Josh Johnson. Mm-hmm. You got that one right, out of San Diego, not State, just San Diego. 6th. Eric Ainge from Tennessee in the 5th round. Then Colt Brennan was in the 6th round.
So was Andre Woodson.
Andre Woodson from Kentucky was in the 6th round. And there was 2 7th-round quarterbacks, Matt Flynn.
Alex Brink.
And Alex Brink.
So I remember
How
training.
The hell you remember Alex Brink? I've never heard of that human.
Washington State, I believe.
Yeah. What?
Andre.
Did you just become Rain Man?
Andre Woodson, awesome dude, by the way. Great guy. So I trained with him
at Senior Bowl with me, yeah.
He was a great dude. Even though his team came on top in triple overtime against us. He was training with me in Orlando at the Wide World of Sports for the Combine.
Yep.
And hung out with him a bunch. Really good dude. He had a camera crew following him because he was a top quarterback pick. He had a camera crew following. Like, not that he probably wasn't hired by him. It was a camera crew doing a story on Andre Woodson and the build up to the draft, blah, blah, blah. And like we would do quarterback stuff after, like every day, and that camera crew was following him, blah, blah, blah. And it was just funny. So it was like good motivation for me to work out. Like, oh, this guy's got the camera crew, like, blah, blah, blah. And I think he ended up going like 5 picks in front of me. He was like the very last of the 6th round.
Let's see. 11 picks in front of you.
11.
Yeah. He was 198. You were 209.
But like based on the camera crew, it's like first rounder.
I don't know many guys that got picked 198. Camera crew. Well, if it makes you feel better, I mean, Matt Ryan, obviously, great career. Joe Flacco, literally still playing. You had a better career than Brian Braun. You had a better career than Kevin O'Connell, John David Booney, Dennis Dixon, Eric Ainge, Andre Woodson, Colt Brennan, and Alex Brink. I'd say you had a better career than Josh Johnson. He's just played for a lot of teams.
Right. He hasn't.
Does he
seen a
have
ton of
a
action.
game where he threw for a bazillion touchdowns?
Ultimate respect for Josh Johnson.
Yeah, no doubt.
God loves it. I was teammates with him in.
There's no
New
doubt
York.
y'all cross paths somewhere.
We did work out against each other for the Cowboys at one point.
Do you remember that when I came on my free agent visit to Seattle, one of these quarterbacks that I just named was there working out?
Really?
Yeah, you were already signed. And one of the quarterbacks that I just listed was there working out. Now, I was on a free agent visit. He was like on a workout visit.
I'm going to make if it's not Josh Johnson,
It's not.
it's got to be. Was it O'Connell? Was he still in the league at that
Kevin
point?
O'Connell.
Was he still?
Kevin O'Connell was there trying to work out, trying to get a spot.
Wait, you said you and Josh Johnson worked out against each other in Dallas?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't pick him either, so who'd they pick?
Okay, so
Because I was just thinking, I was like,
this was
Josh Johnson never
2015. This is the year I ended up with the Saints. Romo got hurt,
played.
and they bring in 4 quarterbacks. They bring me, Josh Johnson, Christian Ponder, and Bethesda or something like that. There's another guy, tough name to pronounce and remember. We all go and work out together in front of them because it's like a Monday or Tuesday like workout where you bring in guys. So they work out and we throw and they're evaluating. Well, they keep me there. They send the 3 guys home. They keep me there because I had a good workout. And I stay there. I'm sitting in the locker room this is like mid-season. I'm sitting in the locker room for probably 6 hours while my agent's negotiating the contract and trying to like figure it out. But they're really just biding their time because really they're negotiating with Matt Castle. And they bring Matt Castle. So like I'm there and my agent's like, we're about to sign this. You're going to be the Cowboys quarterback next week. And I'm like, sweet. And then,
you weren't.
Until they're like, you know what just happened was, what had happened was we're talking to Matt Castle. And so Matt Castle went and started the rest of the year.
Right.
So I was almost a Cowboy quarterback, Taylor.
And he would have loved you as much as he loves Dak. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back.
Off the bench.
All right, go to trashrangers.com. Trashrangers.com. Residential, commercial trash pickup, roll-off dumpsters. Matthew, how many do they have to choose from?
I got 3 sizes to choose
They have
from.
3 sizes to choose from.
What question
We
was
have
that?
got the 15-yarder in our front driveway right now. And look, we're trying to clean up, a little spring cleaning, put it in there. You know, things you can't just put in the trash. Well, Trash Rangers is taking care of that for us. Don't forget about the sanitation department as well. And you can find all that information at trashrangers.com.
That's right. Go to trashrangers.com, the most reliable trash removal, trash pickup service in all of Louisiana. So commercial, residential, it doesn't really matter. So if you have a place of business, I got a place of business and we have a certain amount of trash, certain amount of people, and different times of the year that trash fluctuates. Call them, talk to them about your place of work, how much they can customize the trash pickup schedule for y'all. So there's never any doubt. You never have a full dumpster over there that you can't throw anything away. They're the best to work with, the most trustworthy folks around. Trashrangers.com.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Now we fell into a rhythm where the music don't stop for life. Glitter in the sky, glitter in my eyes, shining just the way I like. If you're feeling like you need a little bit of company, you met me at the perfect time. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegade.
right, welcome back in OTB.
My bad on the time there. I got into story time.
No, I
got into story
I had
time.
never heard that story, so I appreciate it. Look, it's all about the last segment of the last hour. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when you and I can find a football story to share with each other that we hadn't heard before, that's
true.
shocking.
That is very true.
I'm not bitter about the Cowboys' decision, though.
No, not at all. How about
I was telling Taylor, too, like, I was playing pretty good football that year of my career. Not every year was very, like, my best year playing, but, like,
it is funny you remember the
good
ones that, like, didn't work out almost as much as the ones that did.
oh, yeah.
I
remember
like-
my bad plays more than I remember my good plays.
Oh, no doubt. Not even close. Like, I'm still pissed that Chicago didn't sign me in 2012. They signed Ryan Grant, who dropped like 7 balls in the workout. I'm like, oh, this guy's done.
RG's my guy, though.
Oh, he was great. He was great. But he dropped 7 balls. And I had like the best workout of my life. Thankfully, it didn't work out because I got to play with Peyton. I would have had to play with bad body language Jay, so it worked out. You know what I mean? The worst body language.
I was thinking about Ryan Grant yesterday for some reason. I don't know how it came up in my brain, but I remember, like, during the Notre Dame thing, Notre Dame, like, bailing out, I had tweeted something about it, and he responded to me saying, like, you don't understand, blah, 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 how it all works. And I was like, hey, Ryan, if you were captain, what would you have voted for? I didn't get a response.
Ooh.
He's a Notre Dame guy.
Yeah. Quiet, huh?
Pretty quiet.
Hour 3.
Off the bench.
And a reminder, we've got Dev. He's going to join us on Fridays now at 9:15. FaceTime.
I don't even know if we asked him.
We did. He's in chat. He was in chat earlier.
Oh,
Anyways, I want to tell you about our friends over at Pala. Pala Group. PALAgroup.com is the website. They've been in the game since the 1970s here in the Gulf Coast. And when you have a large project, there's only one person to work with here in this area, and that's always going to be Pala, PALAgroup.com. And also, they're 100% employee owned. And guess what? They're hiring.
That's right. They are hiring. So if you're looking for a amazing career, a new career path with a company that loves to promote from within, that's Pala, palagroup.com. Go check them out. They are growing right now. They got major capital projects around the Gulf Coast and the Midwest. So if you're looking to take that career to the next level, take that next step in your career, go check them out, palagroup.com, a 100% employee-owned, palagroup.com.